Hello internet, and today we got the new character. We got MIZUSUMI Aya. I've hyped up this character. I think she's fairly strong, and of course if you can fully lattice her, she should be very solid. Now we'll just take a look at her kit first, and we'll talk about prowess, right? That's usually the most important part about a character, is how much you can get their prowess, how much do you need it to be. I will say she is on the expensive side of things. You need to max this passive up, because the final effect is big, right? You can still trigger this when unable to act. This, if you get this, she's now very good against any debuff. There's nothing that can stop it. You could silence her, you could stun, freeze, it doesn't matter. She'll still trigger this and purify one debuff every turn. Now, the rest are still very good. S3, if anything, is very solid as well to just get more cooldown increase, to get more cooldown decrease effect for your ally upon death. I mean, on yourself upon someone dying. And yeah, finally, even S1 is really good if you can upgrade it, because you can, if you max it, you can get up to 25% of skill cooldown reduction. That is way higher than the initial 10% to reduce all enemies' skill by 1 turn. Regardless of it though, let's just check out what we can do without any investment, and then I'll let you know, right? I do have 2 ladders, so not enough to like really max anything. It is what it is though. Like, I'm sure y'all just don't have like 2,000 ladders lying around. Let's look at her build and her performance without ladders first. I'll try and not fight CCs, but just know with CCs meaning she'll be able to cleanse debuff even if she is stunned or whatnot. But yeah, this is the MIZUSUMI Aya build that I'm thinking that should be quite okay. This is just a really normal looking Sanya build, yes? You got the Speed Bulwark and Evil Guard. You can go Swift Smite as well just to get an extra speed, but this is all the sets I've got. I'm running Gigabyte. We got all the red stuff. We got HP, we got speed. We got the FRES increase as well. Or rather, the synergy. It's not really FRES increase, synergy, which is gonna be usable, I would say. And yeah, with this Aya, I would love to try and fight some plumes. So let's just jump in Etheria and we'll find some plumes to fight if there's any, right? Unfortunately, okay, there we go. We see 1 plume. I'm gonna go ahead and buy whatever. We'll buy a ticket. All right, let's go ahead and fight the plume. The idea is the moment the plume wants to death shred us, we will have a purify. I want to see how good Aya is against a plume. If she's really good against a plume, then she's actually very solid. But yeah, I doubt it's gonna be that simple. And we'll just start with something like this. We got the Futsu to heal. We got Aya to heal as well. All for Tiamat to overall heal a bunch. I'm not sure if this is gonna work out that well, but we'll find out, right? So here we go. We got Bloodbath to tank any damage output coming my way. And we'll see what happens. This will probably not be that simple, because they do have a Lilium after all. So Lilium goes in, you're going to hit Futsu. I'm going to take a bunch of damage. I think Futsu legit dies here. But here comes... oh, okay, that's a good Bramble. We do get a Gigabyte push as well. Pretty big. And there's the Purify. We got rid of the defense shred of Futsu. That is big, right? And now suddenly I can use a turn meter to push up. My entire team takes the turn first. So, boom, there we go. We got Futsu with the speed buff. That's going to be very helpful as well. Now, I will say the S3, it's like a full team push. It doesn't really do too much else, and it also resets your skill, right? But in this case, since, well, all of my characters have not used their skill yet, it doesn't really, like, change too much. But all good, though. We'll still get the shield in. Yeli will take the turn here, but I don't think you can kill me anymore. Given I've got the shield, and we should have the Tiamat surviving with the mitigation as well. So damage goes in, it goes into Tiamat. We turn into dragon form, thankfully, because we died via Amber. So now we are in dragon form. We should be able to murder them. And bam, good damage there. Now we just gotta like make sure we're healthy, make sure we're healed. And here's the deal as well. Aya, if you have immunity, is kind of a not exactly perfect, right? But I guess there's a plume there, so it's like absolutely fine too. We got a Bramble again, another push. Bam, we got rid of either the weakness or we get rid of the defense break. Both of which is good, right? Now, it's still a shame you cannot get rid of both debuffs. But if you could, it'd be too broken. But yeah, against the plume constantly despell, constantly put a debuff on you. Aya is one of the ways that you can at least get rid of one of it. And with that, I think it's pretty fire, yes? Did I get a cooldown decrease? Alright, we did still die anyway, well, given it is still a Yeli. But yeah, overall, we should still be okay from here. This will kill the Yeli. Alright, so I think Aya did her job there, right? She cleansed a lot of the debuffs. That's really all I needed her to do. Now, is she just like the top tier character, like the top performer in this team though? I don't think so. top performer is still Tiamat, obviously, right? But then again, she's just a supporter in the end. But she did her job. She did her job. What I needed her to do, she did. So not much to complain there, I would say. But it'd be pretty nice if she was still around to get rid of the stun, maybe. But as long as I don't have max lattice investment on her passive, if she's stunned, she won't be able to cleanse. So this is like, in my idea, it's an okay way to handle like a plume. But yeah, it's not exactly like a one-to-one counter, right? The best way to use her, I would say, is against any CC teams, which I'm going to try and find, but I don't think I could. Let's try. Yeah, we could fight this technically, but we don't have the Aya on the right, on the enough lattice investment, essentially, right? So what we can do, if you don't have enough lattice investment, is you could try and put on a Gigabyte. Now, I'm not sure if I mean, Alicorn. I'm not sure if I can handle that. We'll find out. Swift Rush and Bloodbath. Bam. We do have these. Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't have the max. So we're going to have to try and fight CCs anyway. We'll try and do it. It's probably not going to be as good, but it should still actually be usable, depending on what we're dealing with. Yeah, let's just try this out. I should not be using my gems for extra tickets, but it is what it is. Let's just jump right in. We are fighting an Obel. We are fighting a Yeli here. So the idea I'm hoping is Aya could cleanse enough of Obel stuff. The issue is without lattice investment, I will not be able to cleanse the first turn, right? I gotta get rid of the stun first, which after the first turn we could. But then they have a Lily, they have a Yeli. Is it too much like damage for me to eat up? It might be. It honestly might be. We'll put in we'll try and put in one more good healer. Oh, let's see. Or rather, one more damage mitigation. We'll put in the Viper for this team. Hopefully, we can deal with the Yeli well. And let's just try and fight this. I'm not confident, but we'll see. We do have one Linglord heal, and as long as we have debuff on me, Aya should be able to heal as well. Here comes the push into Yeli. The issue here is, yeah, Obel will stun me. And as long as I'm unable to act, it's gonna be an issue, right? So damage goes to Aya. If you have Bloodbath, that's not an issue. Stun going into Aya as well. It's pointless to resist because it doesn't work. But yeah, now, yeah, we do have a Linglord because you can't just assume Aya's the only healer on your team, right? Usually you're gonna have two, depending on how your draft goes. But now we get immunity, and as you can tell, Aya took a turn. No, nothing got dispelled, but it's all good. After this turn with the Gigabyte, we should be able to get a dispel, not an issue. But yeah, here we go. I want to check out the heal as well on Viper. How much is the healing for dispelling one debuff? Let's check it out, right? Let's pay attention to it. If I can take a turn soon, please. All right. Another bunch of bramble. Why not? All right, so guess we're gonna have to wait for a while. Here comes the heal. The heal is not that much. I know this. Of course, the healing is also like, it's 8% of their max health. It's really not that crazy. And it gets higher if you max lattice her. So she does really need the lattice investment with her. But yeah, anyways, though, now that we finally use skills with my allies, let's check out the cooldown situation. We have 4 turn on Linglord, we have 2 turn on Viper. I would love to see if someone dies, what happens, right? I click S3, it's got 5 turn cooldown right here. I gotta push for my team. I'm hoping someone dies. If someone do die, I get a cooldown reduction on my Aya, which will be quite helpful, I would say, but I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to like do that at all. Let's check out Aya again. It's got 5 turn cooldown. If someone dies, like, I could get a 60% push. Now, in the video before, I thought this was like, oh, as long as this skill is up, I could get the push. No, you need someone to die, and then you get a 60% self push, and then you get to reduce skill cooldown by 1 turn and shell cooldown as well for your entire team, right? So that is helpful. The moment someone dies, you suddenly get like a boost, something like that. Yes, I've only got 1 more turn left for Viper to use his skill again. So yeah, you can see where the value is at. Well, let's just keep you silenced, and yeah, we should be doing okay. Now, I have not procced the AoE cooldown reduction yet. It's 10% chance to reduce all enemies skill cooldown. Now, I'm not sure if this means my entire team. I think it is, but I might be wrong about this. We'll see. If it procs, we'll know, right? Do we proc it? And we don't proc it. If it's for all your entire team, that seems insane. But so far, I have not activated it. I think it's only for herself, though. But yeah, the wording could have been done better for sure. Anyways, we got the Gigabyte push again. Damage goes in. You're going with Aya again, but, well, you're doing the crit rate buff, so I am not dead here. I'm going to use a Q again. Hopefully, we see cooldown reduction. Nope, no can do. Unlucky. But yeah, we're going with S3. And there should be game. However, I would love to see the cooldown reduction happen though. Let's see if I can. But I think Tiamat's just gonna finish everything here. And yep, it shall soon be over. I would love to see Aya with Gigabyte again, getting rid of the dot, healing just a little bit. Now we do have the Q. Can we get a reduced cooldown? Yep, I see it. I see the reduced cooldown. It's on herself only. I thought it's on the whole team because it says all Animus' skill. It's only for herself. I see. That was, I don't know. Maybe, is it my issue? I feel like that was kind of, you know, the wording could have been way better. 10% should reduce all Animus skill cooldown. All Animus, I would say, if you want to be clear, you say reduce her own skill cooldown. All of her skill cooldown by 1 turn. That would be way better, no? But all good. We'll get a push here. Because of the skill cooldown reduction, we get a push right there. And if you max it, the push gets like way higher, right? But regardless though, we should have this now. And boom, got him. So that was Aya with a Linglord at the side. We're fighting like Obel. Now we do definitely see, first of all, even if I have max lattice on S2, Obel's stun might not be cleansed. Obel has stun, he has dot as well. She might not be able to cleanse everything, right? So if you have a Bloodbath Aya, which I think you need to have Bloodbath, otherwise you just die. There was just one shot, you feel like a Yelly. So it's hard to make her even faster. Like you could aim for 300 speed with Bloodbath, but that is extremely hard to do. You might have to, you definitely want to have to smite then if that's what you're going for. But all good, we'll just continue on. She's still good in my opinion against like, even stuff like Holden, I would say. But we'll just give it a shot. If it's another Obel, I don't like it. If it's just Kazuya, if it's a character that can only sleep you once, like it's only one dot, one CC, then you can definitely use Aya with max S2 investment. Otherwise though, not quite, right? Because she can cleanse the wrong buff, the wrong debuff, the wrong CCs. Like it'll still work out. It's just a bit more risky, I would say. But yeah, we'll try this time. We're gonna go Viper. Instead of Viper, we could go Heinrich instead. They do have the Holden. Holden comes with a lot of debuff as well, the S3. So I'm hoping to cleanse them all off. I can act that way as well. So what I will do is perhaps I'll run a Lily. Ooh, yeah, we could run a Lily. We'll try Lily and an Aya. I'm hoping with Aya, I can keep using S3, reset Lily, reset Linglord, reset Tiamat. All of it would be great. And yeah, one idea, I guess, we could Lily twin trick into Aya, constantly get the S1, and you know, constantly get the reset. 10% chance every time, right? But otherwise, anyways, in this setup, it's still gonna be at 4 Tiamat. That's way smarter. Let's give it a Tiamat. We're gonna hit the Holden. I think we're free to do so. All right, gonna get a push up. We do get an Aya right here. And I would love if my Linglord would have taken a turn first so that I can like, reset her, but I guess I cannot. Or should I just use S1 instead? I guess I could S1 instead, yeah. It's actually smarter to do that, so let's just go S1. So I want all my team to use their skill first, and then I'll go in with the S3, right? It'll reset all of their skill cooldown by 1 turn. It's awesome anyway. Now, I do notice this as well. If I have Linglord on the team, Aya has way less pressure. Like, way less pressure, which is not a bad thing. Got a Gigabyte push again. The Gigabyte push does make her very fast. So, S3 comes in. We're alive. We're going to get a turn meter push up and a skill cooldown reset by 1 turn for the entire team. Very annoying, right? Now, we almost have the S2 again with you, which is awesome. So, with this Lily, my Lily is like a Bruiser Lily on Amber with Bloodbath as well. Since I dueled attack into Tiamat, I think I'll go all in into Holden again. I can afford to do that anyway. So let's go in Holden again. If you hit me, I turn and you might just die here. Let's go with the Tia. Bam. Ooh, close. But yep, that's the magic of Lily plus Tiamat. Huh? The amount of damage is pretty crazy. Well, here comes their damage on me. We're still alive. Now we'll heal again. I do notice this. Now that I am not able to get debuffed, I have no healing on Aya, and that could be like detrimental in cases like this, I would say. But overall, we're still around, and they're just full HP now. God freaking damn it. But let's just move on. We can just like farm enough damage for my Tiamat eventually. And I'm hoping with enough resets, I'll get enough healing with just my Linglord, right? I'll reset my Linglord, get my healing that way. That's the idea. And yeah, this seems to be a kind of iffy so far. The enemy has way too much buff on them. Like, just having 2 standard healers should probably be better against, like, an Aya, I would say. So, here comes the damage, dude. The Tiamat's doing a lot. Alright, one more. Bam, good damage. We do good damage. Maybe we just need a little bit more of a push, but we'll see what we can do. Cooldown decrease, we did land it. So next turn, we have our S3 again. That's pretty awesome. Go with the S1 again. You counter me, I have a defense break. As long as Aya could take a turn, we can get rid of it, right? But, well, we do have a Ling Lord that counters freaking debuffs too, so... Don't necessarily need Aya for this game. Any Bramblers would be pretty nice. Now, with Aya, I should have S3 again. This is with no increase, no lattice investment. So, with lattice investment, you could get this skill a lot sooner. And now that I think about it, you could think about Halloween as well on Aya with like pure speed build. Just to get this skill way more. Let's go with the S1 again. Good damage. Good damage so far. And they have their heals already. How do they have heals earlier than... I guess they have Gigabyte, right? But yeah, this looks more scary. More and more scary now. But soon we'll have enough damage output, I reckon. There we go. With the reset, we get enough for the heal. Now it's my turn to heal too. Holden should not have anything. Yep, we're okay. Aya takes a turn again. Now it's just a repetition of trying to get a skill cooldown. We did get it there. Pretty good there, right? So yeah, it's gonna take a bit for me to do damage here. This is just like Bruiser v Bruiser. Tiamat v Tiamat though, rather. It's just always gonna be something like this. Well, let's just hit the Ling Lord for starters. We're still a round. We can get a buff here. I think I'm gonna go for the buff. Get a crit damage up. Alright, damage goes in there. Aya takes a turn again. Skill cooldown would be nice. Did not get it though. And I do have you. Let's get a heal right there. Bam, 7 heals. And you're gonna attack me with this. We're still around though. If they bramble me here, that would not be ideal. No bramble so far. But they're gonna just attack me like that, right? This looks tough. This looks tough. I don't have enough sustains. And bam. Okay. We're still alive. There's still no bramble from their end yet, which is very lucky. But yep, here, if I can live this turn, there's a good chance I win. I think I can live this turn, though. I'm pretty lucky with the Holden not brambling at all. But yeah, healing should be lower and lower and lower now. I can do this here. Get one more dual attack. The amount of damage I'm doing is crazy, but they are sustaining very well, though. Alright, Aya gets a push up. We get a turn meter increase again. This will reset skill cooldown by 1 turn, but can I live with Tiamat? I did get a push up though, so Tiamat do take a turn there. I do, thanks to the reset, get the S2 back. This is huge, right? Get the S2, I heal just a tad bit more. I think just based on that, we might win from here. I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna go S1. Probably not into Holden. Let's just S1 like this. Pop, okay. So this extra hit, if I could kill the Holden, that would be awesome. Oh my god, that's so close. That's so close. A bramble from my Tiamat would be absolutely fire too. Dude, it's so close, man. That could just be like a gear diff as well, honestly. Oh, well, thanks to the Holden debuff, we do get a tiny bit of a heal. It's better than nothing. And now you get a heal again, but the healing's getting less and less. So we can choose here. I can push up Tiamat with crit damage buff to hopefully kill them. Or I can go for a dual attack. I'm not sure which is better. I think I'll go for the push though. I think I'll go for the push. The crit damage, I think, kills it. Bam. Oh my god, it's so close, man. I just need that little bit more. That little bit more fire. Alright, I'm forced to use S3 here. Can I live? I'm not sure, man. They have no heals either on their side, though. This might just kill my Tia. It kills my Tia. This is getting kind of tough. Very tough, actually. But we do still have a freaking Lily, I guess. I don't think we're going to be winning this, but, you know, we are not having the best of healers on our side. Aya is better as a cleanser, I would say, from what I see. So, yeah, against, like, 2 of the standard healers, we're definitely not having the better of times. But it was close. It was a close game, yes? But yeah, we'll continue on, see if we can win from here. I doubt it though, so let's just not waste time. Exit battle. So that was Aya in like a bruiser setup. There was debuff. It's only Holden though. So it's not really enough debuff for her to shine. Where she shines is when like, you know, the enemy has a lot of like weaker debuffs like CCs. I really want to showcase CCs, but I don't have the means to right now. And not that I'm meeting a lot of CC players right here. Yeah, not a lot of CCs at all. I only see an Obol, which Obol isn't even that good of a matchup because, you know, he plants like 3 dots. So an Aya might not even get to like cleanse the right debuff. So another idea is to have like high FRES with Reaper steps on Aya. There's a lot of builds for her that I can think of. She can like resist a lot of the dots and resist a lot of debuffs herself. So she keeps herself clean and always will take the turn. Always will like get the Purify off, right? That will be the idea. Well, let's try and fight this, I guess. There is a Plume on their side. This will be the final game, I think. And yep, Aya against Plume is something I want to explore. I'm not exactly sure if it's like perfect or not. I doubt it, especially with zero lattice investment. So it's gonna be a challenge, that's for sure. I feel like it is certainly still worth testing though. Now I'd love to use my Sania here, but my Sania is not ready. I ungeared her for Aya, that's why. If I try this, I'm almost certain we'll just die because it's a Tiamat with two like better sustain healers. There's also a Plume. Plume's always annoying in the end. I'm not exactly sure, baby. I guess we could go Tiamat instead. I mean, Lilium instead. Yeah, this will probably work out way better. We could try something like this. Let's give it a shot. Plume will outspeed and then get the S3 off. This will plant the weakness on my Lilium, right? That is not ideal. Not ideal at all. But I think I'm just gonna go for it. We'll just push the freaking Lilium. I'm gonna go for the Gusto. Let's go for the S3. I've got weakness, so I'm not gonna do any damage whatsoever. I didn't even crit. Isn't that awesome, huh? Isn't that awesome? Alright, this will start cleansing debuff. There we go. We cleanse out the weakness of Lilium. That's the best case scenario. Now we get a push up. With the speed buff from Lily, my team has a lot more juice, right? So it's a lot faster, at least, I think. Here comes the shield on you. I just need Lilium to go again soon. We're gonna get an AoE heal right here. Like, when I'm using Linglord, it feels like the cleansing of debuffs doesn't even matter that much. But it'll work out. It'll work out. Alright, so we gotta push with you. Let's get an AoE reset as well on the Lilium. Don't bramble me if possible. Nice. Now we'll just touch whoever. We'll touch the Sania. I need Lilium to lock more HP off of the Tiamat. Can you please crit this time? Yes, you can. So you're half health, but you're still relatively healthy. I am very much worried. Like, this is a lot of damage on my ass, dude. Oh, boy. We should still be okay. We just don't gotta touch them. I guess Curse Quill is still an issue for me, 100%. The Curse Quill is really just Plume's biggest thing. Curse Quill's making, like, everything so much tougher. Alright, I do have an S2. I guess why not use it, but there's no point. I'd rather take a heal, actually. I guess I could stun maybe the Tia, I want to say, but nah, probably not. We'll just get a heal in. We need as much healing as we can. Here, damage goes in again. We're still alive. Okay. Now we'll get a heal right here. We haven't really seen her value when someone dies with Aya, but I will say, in Bruiser setups, you don't want anyone to die. So I would rather just be alive than seeing someone die and Aya pushes up, right? Alright, I do have a push up. That freaking Tia is going to move again. I don't know if I can handle this. I'm going to push you up, though. Do you have S3? Nope. I'm going to force to use S2 on you. We do get the stun, which is awesome. And yep, you lose a turn there. That is just enough for me to sustain. God damn, that was close. Okay. So we live to see another day. Plume goes again already, outpacing any cleansers. That is why I have Aya here. But I don't think it matters. Like, in the end, Plume is just too busted. Yep, you get a heal over time there. Aya does get a push up a little bit, but I don't know if I could handle that. We still have weakness all over. You're gonna S3 again. Now Lilium comes here. I do have the weakness. The weakness is such an issue. Same with the Curse Quill. Same with everything. Like, this entire Plume character is just too big of an issue for me, but I think I have to go for it. If you Bramble, we insta-die, but I don't think you're Bramble, though. Yeah, I don't think you are. Damage goes in. We're still alive, and we can get a little bit of a heal there. Not enough, though. If I have S3 here, that'd be awesome, but nope. So with that said, I think we lose Lilium. And if we do lose Lilium, it is just over, right? My healing's really not too big on Aya. Like, if I would appreciate if it's a little bit higher there. But yep, since my Lilium has died, it is over. I needed my Lilium to just survive one more time, and then we probably would have had Tiamat. Well, as you can tell, I don't think Aya's that great in the full Bruiser team. And Plume can be used in the full Bruiser team, right? Because Aya's healing is really just not at that level. Especially if you're relying on debuffs as well. So yeah, overall, I actually think we can have a sort of a conclusion on Aya, right? I will say she needs a lot of lattice to be good, in my opinion, yes? The healing is good, like at 15% is double the healing. The double the healing is still not that much. You just seem like she heals for a tad. It's just like a chunk of HP there. So doubling that even is not going to be that crazy. And yeah, you do need to purify a debuff for that to happen, right? So you need to use her against debuffers. And it works out. So I feel like where she like shines the most is against dots, like pure control dot teams. If they're running Obol, Kazuyo, stuff like that, you can slam in this character and then they cannot Yeah, they're gonna stun you for one turn. If you max the S2, they're gonna stun you for one turn maybe because you cannot cleanse off the stun like perfectly in the first turn. You don't know which you're gonna cleanse, right? But as time go by with Gigabyte pushes as well, Aya's gonna out cleanse everything before the dot whittle you down, in my opinion. Now there's still gonna be like ways to counter this. Like if their oboe stuns you and then they have a Lily, the oboes on Codex, oboe stuns again with multiple dots, Aya continually don't cleanse the right thing and then just Lily goes again, reset, you might actually still die to dot. So yeah, Aya without lattice is certainly not the strongest, yes? With the S3 it is good, but you do need lattice as well in my opinion. Just getting to the skill cooldown decreased by 1 turn at level 5 makes her use Sound Guy so much more. And if you could do that, this is like kind of a mini Lily push, right? Everyone gets a push, everyone gets like 1 turn cooldown reduction. You can outpace the enemy with this for sure, but you need max lattice though. With 5 turn, you kind of like need to get lucky. The S1 has 10% chance to reduce her own cooldown, not everyone's cooldown, just her own cooldown. So yeah, up to 25 is a big difference maker. And you could potentially spam Sound Guide if you max all lattice, but you need max every lattice, okay? In terms of priority, I would say S2, max it first. And then it will be S3, max it first, and then S1. So S2, S3, S1, that'll be the priority. If you max it all, she's a beast against CCs. I would say that's her best place to shine. She's still weaker against like certain bruiser teams. It depends on like what healer they have. If you're using Aya plus like Chiaki and they get Linglord plus Sanya plus a Tiamat, say goodbye. Like, I don't think you can win from there. If they're going for like a cleave or like dot setup teams and someone dies, I could cut and then you click S3 to push up, right? Which I suppose I haven't found like a cleave team that I could try this against. We're gonna try and find one if I can, but if I don't find it, it's whatever, right? Like, I'll try it. So I don't see any, yep, there's no cleaves to be seen. I guess there is. All right, you know what? We'll try. Final one, we'll be trying against a cleave, right? We'll try against a cleave like this, but they have an oboe. I can't. I'll have to try it against this. Now, this guy's plat. I don't know if you have a strong enough Yelly. Let's try in a cleave setup, right? She does have the whole cut effect on the S3. That might be where she's also fairly good. Let's try Aya here. We'll run, what else? We'll run a Ho Yen. I guess we'll have someone die. Let's say I'm running a Doki that cannot outspeed, but I feel like this guy might not be fast enough. Like, I might actually outspeed. That's not that good. We'll just run like, whatever. Rin. I just need someone to die just to see what happens, okay? So we go Rin, we'll go like, where is my Lilium? Alright, we'll go with something like this. I want to see how the effect triggers, yes? So I'm gonna go like this. They should outspeed me. Except Rin. I do have speed on Rin. So I'm not gonna actually kill them with this. I'm just gonna touch whoever, alright? I want to see, once Rin dies, what happens. Alright, so he... Why would you go to D-Ding? That's so brain dead. I would love to try, chat. Like, nothing seems to be working. Nothing seems to be working well. But, okay. We'll just wait. So, here's the idea. We got Gigabyte push. Rin dies here to Yelly, right? Rin should die to Yelly. I do get a push. Instantly, we get a turn. Do you see that? Someone dies, we get a push with S3. Instantly, we get a turn. My team is right behind here. So if the enemy wants to continue the cleave with like another character, like a Messiah, they cannot. I click S3 here. And then I get my entire team to turn instead. It's a 30% push, so it's my turn now. Yes. So yeah, from there we kill them. Not too shabby. This will be one of the ways that you can use Aya as well for sure. And I think, you know what? Alongside countering CC, I will even go as far as to say she's better in this scenario to just cut the enemy compared to fighting CCs. Because in a longer fight, in a bruiser fight, she doesn't have like the sheer amount of healing that a Linglord or Sanya could bring. So this actually makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Like if the enemy's trying to cleave you, and I lost someone again, someone died again, I got my S3 again because of the reset, right? If someone dies, I get this cooldown reduced by 1 turn. So I'm gonna do it again, and this is when the enemy's like weak already. A cleave team would be pretty squishy, right? So if I die, if I lose 2 characters and I get another S3 on Aya, getting a turn for my Lilium, that could be a difference maker, I would say. So I think that's like the best way you can use her. Not exactly what I had in mind for sure. But yeah, all good though. We'll touch the S1, good stuff. Alright, so S2 goes in here, we got him, right? So this will be obviously a win. Not exactly like perfectly showcased because, you know, Somehow they pushed out Deeding. They should have pushed out Yelly anyway. But from this juncture, there should be nothing you can do. It's just a matter of time. But yeah, we'll like talk about the final verdict as well before we close. So far, I actually think, I'll be honest as well, I thought she was way better than what she is showing here. Like, she's good so far. I think she's good against certain scenarios so far. But yeah, initially I thought I could put her against Plume, continually cleanse everything, and then just heal, out cleanse the Plume, stuff like that. I don't think she's good enough for that job because Plume is just too broken, especially at 0 lattice as well. And yeah, Plume's real issue isn't even the weakness. It is, but there is the Curse Quill at 10 stacks. Like, you cannot even cleanse that. If Aya could cleanse that somehow, that would be awesome, but nope, that's not the case. So yeah, that will be Aya. I think from rank, like we'll rank from top to bottom, the best way to use Aya, you go fight like Cleaves. If the enemy goes like, you know, Lily into Yelly, they want to click S3 into a Messiah to follow up. They have to ban Aya, or they have to not click. They cannot kill. If they kill anyone in your team, your Aya pushes yourself up, and then you can get your entire team to turn by clicking S3. So I can think about, like, you know, you could pick like a weak opener. If they don't ban the opener, let's say this, right? You pick Hoyen, you pick a weak opener. Like, let's say I open a Tsukiyomi. The enemy could kill the Tsukiyomi by outspeeding, because, you know, cleavers are fast, yeah? They kill the Tsukiyomi, Aya cuts the entire team. They don't get the turn no more because I got butt bath, right? Aya pushes the rest of the team up. The rest of your team could be someone like Ling Lord that could full heal. It could be someone like Tiamat that could like taunt the enemy or just one-shot someone with S1. It could be Hoyen, right? Since I'm picking Hoyen against the Yelly, which is what I usually do, it could push your Hoyen up, get your S3 in, and then kill someone, revive whoever's dead. I think that's where she shines a lot. Like, just a cut of the CR when someone dies. Cut of the action, yes. Second place where she shines well would be against debuff mainly. When the enemy's going like Kazuyo mainly, I would say Kazuyo, even Hazuki. Stuff with like one singular or maybe 2 different debuffs, but it's like stun plus something, freeze plus something. Against like, you know, Nahor, that will work as well. If it's like Kazuyo, it would be sleep and attack down. What you do is, okay, first of all, you gotta max lattice S2. If you do max lattice S2, they sleep the Aya. There's a 50% chance the sleep gets cleansed and Aya gets a turn, gets entire team to push, Gigabyte push up, instantly we cleanse off attack down as well. It's as if you don't even have a Kazuya on the team. But then if it's an Obo, it's a bit less consistent. Obo stuns, 3 dots as well. Aya might not cleanse the right thing, right? So yeah, if it's Suzuki, it's only decrease F res, I think. And then the Petrify, Aya has a good chance, 50% chance to cleanse the right thing. They could still overwhelm you with like enough debuffs. If they go Heinrich plus Obo, and then you have 4 debuffs to cleanse, that is still an issue. So with that said, Aya could like have different builds as well. I'm using Gigabyte, which makes sense. You keep getting the action advance forward. And I would say instead of Swift Rush, maybe one Strive even. Probably not. I feel like you stick with Swift Rush. Instead of Evil Guard though, maybe you should go for Swift Smite just to get higher speed, right? Just all the stuff that pushes yourself, gets her more turn will help out, right? In my opinion. There are a lot of other ideas that I'm thinking in my head that should work out. I'm thinking Reaper Steps could certainly work. You go for high FRS. Go with Reaper Staff, Strive, Bloodbath, Swift Smite, something like that would be absolutely awesome, which I don't have. So, unfortunately, yeah. But with Reaper Steps, though, you can get Turn Meter on her own whenever you have FRS. But the issue is you need to have FRS. That's one thing. I feel like this is actually better. I might try this once I get Reaper Staff ready. Sadly, I don't have the perfect one yet, so that will have to wait. Now, another idea, you could go for even Alicorn. This is only for if you don't have max S2 lattice. I doubt you would go for Alicorn at all. But if you don't have max S2 lattice, you could technically go Alicorn, make sure she's healthy, and then, you know, she's not in a state where she's unable to act, and then continue with your clutch, right? That'll work out too. But yeah, otherwise though, Gigabyte should work out as well. Gigabyte and Reaper Step seems to be the best ways to go. There's probably other ways to build her. One of the funnier ones being Halloween. And with Halloween, you're just thinking to use her S3 a bunch, right? With Halloween, it could genuinely still work out. But, you know, it'll depend on what Halloween you have. I feel like, for me at least, I don't have the perfect Halloween yet. I think you'll be looking for Swift Rush, Bloodbath, and then Swift Smite or Evil Guard if Swift Smite's at all available. I think it's probably Evil Guard more, right? Ether Plague is there, but yeah, Ether Plague gets you F accuracy, not exactly perfect. So yeah, that's the funny idea. Halloween, get your CR, get your cooldown reduced by a lot, but still you need max lattice for that, at least on S2 and S3, for you to use Halloween to like good effect, I would say. Otherwise, you could use Halloween as the lattice, you know, you don't have to find the lattice for the cooldown reduction, you use Halloween to like compensate, but you're losing the Gigabyte push, you're losing the Reaper Steps push as well, potentially, for Halloween. which could still be good. But yep, that is my final verdict. Is she worth pulling? I think absolutely yes. You want more options against Cleave, I would say mainly, and then CCs as well. It's just one more option for you, right? Is it good in bruiser settings? Not exactly perfect, but is still usable. It depends on what healer, what other ally healer you have, and what bruiser you're using. In an arcade setting, if you're using Tiamat, the enemy doesn't have Tiamat, then you could just like protect the Tiamat and then reset your Lily, reset your other healer, and then just sustain enough for you to kill the whole enemy team. Same with if you're using like Rahu, Holden, all that, especially Holden with the reset from Aya might be pretty good. So with Rahu as well. But yeah, that will be all for my verdict. And yeah, I hope I helped you out. I'll be streaming either today or the day after. We'll like test out more builds. We'll have more videos ready for you guys as well. Overall, I think Aya is most certainly worth building. Yes. And yeah, let me know what you think. I will say, first of all, she's worth investing. I wouldn't prioritize investing in her though, right? So let me give like a rating, right? I think she'll just be like a A tier character, not an S tier character. A tier for certain scenarios, yeah? You don't pick her every game. Certain scenarios, she's gonna be A tier. It's kind of similar to like where Lilium stands, I would say. Like Lilium sometimes, oh, you want to pick CC, you pick Lilium, so you allow yourself CC. You want to counter a CC, you go Lilium. That will be kind of similar to Aya. Oh, if you can cut the enemy by them killing you, Aya cuts in front, it's always going to be a victory, even if the cleave kills like your team, yeah? Kills your team, well, you get to push up. If you can win from there, that's a W. I feel like there's always going to be a way to use that. So, yep, that'll be my verdict. Let me know what you think. And yeah, take care.